Good afternoon, San Angelo, and welcome to the Live Daily News Show.
I'm Tessa Koskovich.
And I'm Ryan Chadwick.
In the news today, we're following two separate shootings that happened over the weekend. One victim is on life support, and a teen is in critical condition.
Plus, a San Angelo healthcare worker has been arrested after a federal investigation uncovered disturbing images on his phone.
And San Angelo police stopped a man from jumping off the Main Street overpass earlier today.
Police Chief Travis Griffith held a press conference regarding the shootings over the weekend. We'll get right into that right after these words from Jim Bass and Congressman August Pfluger.
Find your perfect Nissan at Jim Bass Nissan. With our incredible selection, generous factory rebates, and attractive dealer discounts, you can enjoy affordable monthly payments that fit your budget. Don't miss out on our amazing offers, like the stunning 2025 Nissan Frontier for just $499 per month. You can only find deals this great at Jim Bass Nissan, corner of Houston Hart at Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at jimbassnissan.com.
Republicans in Congress, alongside President Trump, delivered a transformative piece of legislation last month on America's 249th anniversary. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act is the largest working families tax cut package in American history. It is a massive win for Texans and will help foster an economy that is pro-growth, pro-worker, pro-family, pro-business, and pro-energy. The Working Families Tax Cut locks in President Trump's historic 2017 tax cuts, protecting over 475,000 taxpayers in Texas's 11th Congressional District from a devastating 26% tax increase, which would have been the largest in American history. Seniors in Texas, 88% of whom receive Social Security benefits, will now pay zero taxes on those benefits because of this bill. Hourly workers will keep more of what they earn, with no tax on overtime pay, tips, and even interest on car loans for new American-made vehicles up to generous limits. This will put thousands of dollars back in the pockets of hardworking Texans. This legislation also delivers $13.5 billion in border reimbursements for states like Texas and makes the most significant investments in border security ever seen. It reclaims America's energy independence, lowering energy costs for all Americans, creating high-paying jobs in the Permian Basin, and reversing President Biden's disastrous energy policies. Congressman Pfluger fought to make sure Texas values were reflected in this package, from much-needed support for farmers and ranchers through strategic investments, to ending forced taxpayer funding of abortion, to nearly $150 billion in military investments that will directly support the incredible men and women serving at Goodfellow Air Force Base and Fort Hood. It does all this and so much more. The American people were tired of business as usual in Washington. The Working Families Tax Cut package is a clear response to what the American people demanded in November: rein in wasteful spending, secure the border, and make life genuinely affordable again. Nothing is perfect, but this legislation delivers historic, tangible wins for Texans.
Chief Travis Griffith here with the San Angelo Police Department. I want to thank our members of the media for being here. It's important that you help us relay that information that we're going to put forth today to the public, and we really do appreciate y'all guys. We want to talk about two different events. First, the shooting that occurred at 9th and Chadburn, and we're going to walk kind of chronologically through the timeline, so we'll start with that one first. On Saturday, September 20th, at about 8:15 p.m., San Angelo police officers were sent to 9th and Chadburn. That was in regards to a shooting victim. Officers arrived to find a victim there, Amencio Della Rosa, 35, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was treated at Shannon Medical Center and later transported to San Antonio for further treatment. The suspect, Alan Helms, 34, was still on scene and he was taken into custody without incident. He's been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He's been booked into the Tom Green County Jail. This is still early in the investigation. I want to kind of highlight here too that the information is subject to change, and this is the best information we have at this time. However, it appears that there was an ongoing relationship between the victim and a third party. The suspect, Helms, arrived and confronted the victim and the third party. During this confrontation, the suspect fired multiple rounds, striking the victim. At this time, all known medical interventions have been utilized. Mr. De La Rosa is currently on life support, and there is little to no hope of recovery due to the nature of his injuries. In the unfortunate event that Mr. De La Rosa was to succumb to his injuries, charges will be upgraded in this case. Please join with me in praying for the De La Rosa family in these difficult times. Anytime you lose a loved one, a friend, a fellow citizen here in San Angelo, it's hard, and so that we're struggling with this right now, whether or not that's going to occur, and so our prayers are with them. So we keep these separate. I'm going to go ahead and start with questions there, and know that some of these I may not be able to answer because we're working through the investigation still. Do we have any questions on this case? Okay, we'll move on to the next one. The next one occurred on Sunday at 2010 Greenwood. It was about 4:40 in the afternoon. San Angelo police officers were sent to a report of a shooting. Officers arrived there to find a 19-year-old shooting victim. The victim had a single gunshot wound. He is being treated currently at Shannon Medical Center and is currently in critical but stable condition. It's still early in this investigation, but it appears to be targeted violence on anything that we see here, but there seems to be some sort of suspect-victim connection. What we do know is that there was a group of individuals in the parking lot at this location. They were approached by a vehicle, and at some point, the unknown suspect or suspects fired multiple rounds in the direction of the individuals striking the victim. We have some of the best investigators, but I will say that there's some lack of cooperation that's going on in this case. And so we're asking for anyone that has information to contact the police. If you know anything about the vehicle involved, the individuals who might be responsible, anything that you might be helpful. If you want to remain anonymous, you can contact Crime Stoppers at 658-HELP, and you just key in the word help into the numbers, and you can remain anonymous, and there's also, you're eligible for rewards of information that leads to the arrest. If you just want to report directly to the police, we ask that you contact 325-657-4351. And I will take questions on this case.
Will you go back over the car and kind of going more into that both cases, it would look like they were familiar with each other?
So the question is, want to know more about the car? Are they related at all?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so there's no relation between the two shootings on 9th Street and Chadbourn. This was a targeted relationship situation on 9th Street and Chadbourn between three individuals, basically. We're not naming the third party involved in that. Second one is appears to be targeted, meaning the victim and suspect knew each other in regards to the shooting on Greenwood.
Do we know the status of the victim on Greenwood Street?
On which one?
On Greenwood Street.
So the question is, do we know the status of the victim on Greenwood? Stable condition, but critical. Yeah. So we're hoping that will continue and he'll continue to get better. But as of right now, it's still listed as critical but stable.
Were there any other residents affected at the apartment complex, like with stray bullets or anything like that?
The question is, has there been any other people affected at the location? Not that we've had reports on. It appears like it was directly to these individuals. However, I will state that it's not lost on us that anytime you're in a location of residents like that you're going to have effects, right, of the psychological, of shots being fired at a group of people in your neighborhood. So we are aware of that.
And you have a lot of people right now that are kind of concerned for San Angelo's safety. What would you say to those residents? And are you guys going to have more resources out on the streets with all this happening?
The question is, what's the concern of the violence that's increasing, and what are we going to do as the police is the basic question there. Is that a good way of paraphrasing? I can tell you that we've been fighting for resources. This is not against any one person's fault, but we are understaffed. We've been working through hiring people, and that doesn't give us any excuse. We still work overtime. We've been on mandatory overtime. We're going to do everything we can to keep San Angelo safe. But it just has to be noted that we only have a finite amount of resources, and we're going to use those appropriately. So we have staffing at levels that were better than they've been in the last probably 18 months. And we have additional investigative crews that our gang unit and our special operations will be looking at all angles on this. If we're going to find any type of gang or drug connection to that, we have a task force that we've created with the Tom Green County Sheriff's Department and the Texas Department of Public Safety. We'll push on any angle we can to help bring these subjects to justice, and we'll do the best with what we've been given.
What do you think the increase to the violence here in San Angelo?
Question is, what do you think is increasing violence in San Angelo? I can tell you that we've been walking through our crime data and comparing it to other cities, and I can show you that the earliest premises of criminology is that when you have small crime, big crime will follow. That's the simplest, succinct way to put it. And so what we've been seeing is an increase in property crime and other related crimes, family violence and petty assaults and things of that nature, that you're going to see other assaults follow. That's why I've been asking for more resources, and I'll continue to do so. We'll find force multipliers with systems that can help bring cameras and drones and things like that will help us be able to push back appropriately. And we've been we have a great team that has found millions of dollars in grants in the last 14 months, and we'll continue to push on that. I would say that we see a connection to life doesn't seem to matter anymore. We don't seem to have, as a society, understanding that life has value. And I think in this case, acting in the moment in a relationship issue is one thing, which we've had plenty of times in San Angelo. It's a crime of passion, which is what we commonly see. And then we have another situation that is its connectivity to younger individuals in San Angelo, that's been on the rise. So I'd encourage San Angelo folks to have hard conversations with their kids and make sure that we're reinforcing that we need to have value for life and have a connection to our hometown, to treat it as best we can and speak up when we see something. I want to say I appreciate y'all guys, and if there's anybody out there that was watching this and you know anything about either one of these cases, we do encourage you to contact Crime Stoppers. It's 658-HELP, and if not, reach out to one of our investigators, call us at dispatch, whatever we can do to get the information. We'll be glad to take it and walk through it. If we get more information on this, we will do at least a written release, and I do ask that we all join together as San Angelo be praying for the De La Rosa family in these difficult times. And also the victim that's in the hospital. We just see that one is more, in another situation, more critical than the other. So in that is why we highlight being praying for both. Okay? Thank you very much, guys. God bless you.
Making headlines today, a San Angelo healthcare worker and Army veteran has been arrested for possession of child pornography and bestiality material.
31-year-old James Fernandez was identified through an IP address linked to an explicit video uploaded on the Kick Messenger app. He was using the username GestureJam94.
Homeland Security and NTIS agents confirmed his identity through military paperwork. Investigators say Fernandez shared videos involving children and animals and was active in a group chat that promoted bestiality.
He was arrested September 22nd and released on a $150,000 bond the next day.
And in a developing story this afternoon, San Angelo police stopped a man from jumping off the Main Street overpass onto the Houston-Hart Expressway.
The incident happened around 12:10 p.m. Traffic was shut down while officers engaged the man, who was standing on the wrong side of the safety rail.
After nearly an hour of negotiation, the man thankfully stepped back from the edge and was escorted away for medical evaluation.
Police Chief Travis Griffith said the man was reaching out for help and credited patrol officers and trained negotiators for de-escalating the tense situation peacefully.
Chief Travis Griffith, the San Angelo Police Department, just wanted to provide an update, a briefing on the call here in the 600 block of North Main Street. At about 12:10 this afternoon, we had a report of someone on the bridge. Officers arrived to find someone that was suffering a hard time. Right, we're gonna call it. We all have hard times in life, right? Commonly a problem that happens in life, and this situation, he was reaching out for help and was on the edge there, and so we responded with our great patrol officers, and we were able to bring in our negotiators, which negotiate in all sorts of things, but they really are good at negotiating situations like this. And they were able to make enough contact with him and start the dialogue that they got to the point where we were able to come to a resolution just through some outstanding negotiations and police work in that regards, because it's not always investigations and running a gun, and it's caring and being involved in situations like this that really matter. And so we're really grateful. We're not going to go into details. I'll tell you, he was in his male in his 40s, and that's about the amount of information we're going to release in regards to identity.
Could you talk about what's next for him?
What's next? So anytime we go through somebody that is struggling in situations like this, there's a process, and that process would be, whether or not we can get them into the Shannon Hospital. We're going to make sure there's nothing medically going on there, and then we'll walk through the next steps of helping, whether that can be with a counselor, sometimes be with a psychiatrist. It just kind of depends on what the next step is, based on the totality of the circumstances. So in this case, we're just glad that we were able to get to a resolution that's peaceful, and he steps off the bridge and back into an embracing life. That's what we're really grateful for.
Chief, maybe this is a silly question, and I don't mean it in an insensitive way, but with so many officers in the area, why not just reach out and grab him and pull him away?
Sure. So the question for those that don't have the audio is, why not just go ahead and grab him and get him off the bridge as soon as possible? Is we're dealing with trust, right? We want not only this encounter, but the next, right? That we are able to show people that are not associated with this at all that you can trust us, you can talk to us. Some situations do dictate that, but the negotiators and the ones that are closest to it, that are hearing what's happening and seeing that they're getting closer and closer and stepping with the verbiage that's being used, that we can see, hey, I think this is going to go to a peaceful, because you miss that, right? You miss that grab, and then you force that situation when you didn't have to. We also want people to trust us outside of the situation. So it's a big thing to look at, and it's not a tough question.
Are the mental health officers that showed up part of y'all's team, or are they part of the greater team in San Angelo, the health deputies?
So I left over here to come over here. I would assume that we would have contacted the Tongeren County Mental Health, which is who we contract with and work with. If they're not here, then we would be meeting them afterwards. So that would be, we don't really have we contract with the Sheriff's Office to provide that service. Again, I think it's another way to be better together, so we can save resources. Good question.
I'm good.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Chief.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Into the weather. Right now it's 99 degrees outside, and the low tonight drops to 72.
Tomorrow will be cooler with a high of 81 and a low of 61, but the rain chances rise up to 70%, especially in the morning.
Thursday looks sunny with a high of 84 and a low of 58.
Friday will be sunny as well with a high near 89 and light southeast winds.
And we'll be right back after this message from Cano's Diamonds and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Cano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Cano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Cano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Cano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thank you for watching the Live Daily News Show,
the only locally owned news show in the Concho Valley.
Go like us on Facebook, X, and all of our social media platforms.
And download the San Angelo Live mobile app to stay connected.
For the live team here, I'm Tessa Koskovich.
And I'm Ryan Chadwick.
And we'll see you tomorrow.